What is up everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Nike Air AirPod Pro case. Now this case does come in more than just one style apart to the Nike Air, but I ordered this one because I thought it looked quite nice. I will have the links for this down in the description if you guys want to check them out. Pretty much it came in this packaging, it was wrapped in an envelope. That's pretty simple packaging. I have had this package for about 2.5 months now, and there will be some things that I'll bring up later in the video that have been problematic with them. So first of all, you've got a nice hard sort of plastic shell, pretty durable. It will protect your AirPods if you ever drop them. No sort of aero shock technology in them, but they are very protective in terms of scratch resistance. Now one thing that I really do like is the print of this design. This is a material that I have felt before. I don't know what the name is for it, but it is very smooth and it's very durable. I even got a knife and tried to scratch this off. I did manage to scratch some off with a knife, but that's with a knife. This is very strong and it will definitely not scratch over time at all. So overall, in terms of protection for this case, I'd say that this case is actually really good at protecting your AirPods. It's really good for keeping your AirPods scratch free. I will come on to that later. It can still cause scratches, but it is really good for keeping your AirPods scratch free. Although it may not provide the best drop protection, it's still going to break the fall for your AirPods at times. Moving on to actually applying them to the AirPods, it is a fairly simple process. You just want to make sure that you have your AirPods clean and make sure that you have the case clean, no dust or anything inside there. Try and get rid of any grease, all that sort of stuff. And pretty much you just slide it in like this. And then for the top, pretty much how you apply it. It's really simple and it closes really well. As you can see there, the seal is pretty good. There are some parts that you might want to just push down here a bit. Now, one thing that I will mention is these little air bubbles here. Here. All these are really random to me. I've never actually seen them before. I'm not sure what they could be. They don't look to be air bubbles, but they actually are. Now, this isn't a big problem and this is always going to be protecting your AirPods. As you can see there, if you do throw it, it can sometimes make the pieces fall off. But in the end, it will always be keeping your AirPods protected. Now, moving on to the removal of this case, again, it's pretty simple. Fingernail underneath here, and just pretty much pull off. Pretty easy to get off. For the back, put your thumb here, wiggle it, and it comes off. Again, pretty simple installation and removing. Now, one thing that I will bring up that is, if you look really closely here, see these scratches here? These are in fact caused by the case. Now, that is a shame, but it comes as a trade-off. You do have the case on, and while you have the case on, you can't really see those scratches very well unless you look super close. I am willing to have the trade-off of getting a few scratches on my AirPods to keep them protected overall. If I didn't have a case on, these would probably be getting scratched more than they are in the case. So I still want to keep the case on, even though it may be scratching them a bit. In terms of charging, perfect accessibility for the charging. One thing that it does not provide though is access to the button on the back of the AirPods case. In order to get to that, you will have to wiggle the back part off and then press it. But charging is fine, you can access that perfectly. In terms of wireless charging, I don't have a wireless charger to demonstrate that it works, but I can assure you that this case does wirelessly charge. Even though it's quite thick, it still manages to charge your AirPods, and that's great. One other feature with wireless charging is when you tap the AirPods, it does light up the icon telling you that it is charging or where it's at. That also does work with this. This is a really good case, guys, for just 15 bucks. Now, there are cheaper ones that you can find, but I find some of those to be made out of a really cheap sort of flexible plastic. This plastic isn't going to break unless you really try it. In other words, it's really going to protect your AirPods. Overall, the Nike Air AirPod Pro case is definitely something that I would recommend buying. It keeps your AirPods protected in terms of drop resistance, scratches. Again, you do have that trade-off of getting scratches on your AirPod from the case, but I'd rather have that trade-off than have it getting scratched 24/7. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and leave a comment and a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.